The concept of free will has captivated philosophers and scientists for centuries. Do we truly have the power to make choices freely, or are our decisions predetermined by factors beyond our conscious control? This question lies at the heart of our understanding of human agency and responsibility. Traditionally, free will has been defined as the capacity to act independently of any external constraints or internal biases. This view suggests that we are the conscious authors of our thoughts and actions, shaping our own destinies. However, emerging scientific evidence challenges this traditional notion, suggesting that free will may be nothing more than a persistent illusion. The idea that our decisions are predetermined by unconscious neural processes is unsettling, to say the least. It undermines our deeply held beliefs about personal responsibility, morality, and the very essence of what it means to be human. If our choices are not truly our own, then what becomes of our legal systems, our ethical frameworks, and our sense of self? These are profound questions with no easy answers. However, by exploring the scientific evidence that challenges the existence of free will, we can begin to grapple with the implications of this paradigm-shifting perspective. In the 1980s, neuroscientist Benjamin Libet conducted groundbreaking experiments that would forever alter our understanding of decision-making. Libet's research focused on a phenomenon known as the readiness potential, a buildup of electrical activity in the brain that precedes voluntary movements. Using electroencephalography, or EEG, Libet monitored the brain activity of participants as they performed a simple task, flexing their wrist whenever they felt the urge to do so. Participants were also asked to note the precise moment they became aware of their decision to move. Libet's findings were both remarkable and controversial. He discovered that the readiness potential, the brain activity associated with the decision to move, occurred several hundred milliseconds before participants reported consciously making the decision. In other words, the brain appeared to initiate the action before the conscious mind was even aware of it. This temporal discrepancy, though seemingly small, has profound implications. If our brains are making decisions before we are even consciously aware of them, then what role does our conscious mind truly play in the decision-making process? Libet's pioneering work paved the way for further research using more sophisticated neuroimaging techniques. In 2008, neuroscientists John Dylan Haynes and Chun Seong soon published a study that took Libet's findings a step further. Using functional magnetic resonance imaging, or fMRI, Haynes and Soon were able to predict, with a surprising degree of accuracy, the decisions participants would make several seconds before the participants themselves were even aware of making those decisions. In their experiment, participants were asked to press one of two buttons whenever they felt like it. By analyzing patterns of brain activity, the researchers were able to predict which button a participant would press up to 10 seconds before the participant consciously made the decision. These findings suggest that our conscious experience of decision-making may be nothing more than a post-hoc rationalization of decisions that have already been made by our unconscious minds. Our conscious mind, rather than being the captain of our ship, may simply be along for the ride, observing and interpreting decisions that have already been set in motion. Free will. A mere afterthought? The implications of these scientific discoveries are profound and far-reaching. If our decisions are indeed predetermined by unconscious neural processes, then our sense of free will may be nothing more than an illusion, a cognitive construct that helps us make sense of our actions but does not reflect the true nature of our agency. This realization challenges our fundamental assumptions about morality, responsibility, and the very fabric of human experience. If we are not the conscious authors of our actions, then how can we be held accountable for them? What does it mean for our legal systems, our ethical frameworks, and our understanding of self? The debate over free will is not merely an academic exercise, it has real-world implications for how we understand ourselves and how we interact with others. If we accept that free will is an illusion, it does not necessarily lead to moral nihilism or a sense of meaninglessness. Instead, it invites us to reconsider our notions of responsibility and compassion. A holistic perspective on decision-making. Interestingly, the scientific evidence against free will aligns with certain philosophical perspectives, particularly those that emphasize interconnectedness and interdependence. Holistic philosophies such as Buddhism and Advaita Vedanta have long maintained that our sense of self as separate and autonomous agents is an illusion. These traditions suggest that our thoughts, feelings, and actions arise from a complex web of causes and conditions, both internal and external, over which we have limited conscious control. In this view, our decisions are not so much products of our individual will, but rather expressions of the interconnectedness of all things. While the scientific study of free will is still in its early stages, the evidence we have gathered thus far paints a compelling picture. Our conscious experience of decision-making may be just the tip of the iceberg, a small and belated manifestation of a much deeper and more complex unconscious process. As we continue to explore the mysteries of the human brain, we must be prepared to grapple with the implications of these discoveries for our understanding of what it means to be human.